Hello guys. Now, I'm not someone who's going to say, hey guys, just trust me, just follow me. I like to do my own tests with my own hands. Not only that, I like to keep a proof for whatever I did or whatever I had. So, you need to expect this video to go all the way back, maybe a couple of years, when we first started testing about heroes. So let's go back in time. From the beginning of the release of the Generation 2 and Generation 3 heroes, it was really basic and easy to know which hero is better. I mean, it's just extra stats, since the skills never used to work in first place. Then King's Group decided to release, and for the first time, a working hero skills, actually skills that works, without increasing the stats, which is now has been removed, by the way. One of them has been Ernie, the new infantry hero, during that time. So technically, we are right now in Generation 13 and not Generation 12. Just because people didn't really understand how they would work, or like the idea of paying for the heroes that get the same stats, being favored. I mean, those heroes sucked because of the fact that you still need to max them out before they even start to shine. So you had to pay and wait months until you could actually see any results. The backlash was huge, and then King's Group decided to give everyone who bought those heroes full refund, and then they are allowed to exchange their fragments too. So if you had any of those heroes, you were allowed to exchange them for the new released generation for free. So you could say Gen 4, the current Gen 4, is actually the Gen 5, but because of the backlash, they tried to remove the old gens, but they can't remove them, so they decided to give everyone the ability to exchange them for those Neo Gen. So now those are called Gen 4, but actually there were two types of Gen 4, for those who doesn't know. Gen 4 with a very good skills, and the current Gen 4 with garbage skills but just higher stats. And because of the people who just wanted an extra stats, didn't want to drift away from the stats path, didn't want any kind of skills, they decided to favor them and do it that way. So far, and until the Generation 4, there was actually no more skills that is working, and literally the difference between a hero and another hero was only stats. So if the hero has more stats, that hero is better. It didn't really matter whatever is written, whatever is description, whatever data mined, they were all basically wrong, just pure increase of damage, reduction, whatever. Couple of months after the release of Generation 4, the game has decided to release Generation 5. Generation 5 came with a special hero. This hero is called Roxy. Roxy was so dominating to literally anyone, but nobody actually paid attention for a simple reason, because that's how the game used to be. Generation 3 beats Generation 2, Generation 4 beats Generation 3, so it was expected that Generation 5 will beat Generation 4. All of that was normal, and there was actually no need to test anything. However, things became more interesting at the release of Generation 6 and 7. While we are doing some normal testing in here, we found out that Generation 5 actually destroys Generation 6. We were shocked because it is no longer about the stats anymore. Generation 6 had way more stats than Generation 5, yet Generation 6 used to lose very easily. Even when we tried Generation 7 Grim, Generation 7 Grim actually lost to Roxy, even though they are 2 generations ahead. Do you know how crazy this sound is? Which again made us think like something is wrong in here. When we paid attention to the reports, we found out that Roxy skills is bypassing the infantry rule and attacking literally everyone. Attacking everyone means she is attacking riders, she is attacking hunters, at the same time she is dealing damage to infantry. This was unusual for us. Like literally every single turn. Which again made us question the following. Which kind of skills does actually matter? As I said from the start, there was 2 factors that decides if this hero is good or not. The generations and the stats only. But right now, there is something new. The bypassing skills. The bypassing skills is like the quality of the kills. If your skill is killing riders and hunters, then your skills by nature is powerful. If your skills has some sort of ground control, stun, slow, freeze, confuse, whatever, it actually adds more benefits than being just a normal damaging skill, you know. Which again takes us to this question. How do we know if the hero is actually good or bad? If we take the example of Jinx, this new hero, and try to compare it, for example, to Roxy, you will see that Roxy during the same generations or even an extra generation ahead will destroy it. Will literally destroy it. Why? It is really simple. Really very simple in here. Infantry is supposed to protect the backline. When you deal damage to the infantry, your hunters and riders are safe. Your overall damage is not affected much, because when you are killing infantry in general doesn't deal much damage, it just sucks up damage. Who actually deals the damage in here is your hunters and riders. But when you deal damage to those hunters and riders, your overall damage gets reduced. The first turn you had more hunters and riders. Then the second turn you had less hunters and less riders, which means allowing your infantry to survive more. You understand what I mean here? Because not only your damage impacts the infantry, your damage impacts their damage dealer army. Not only that, when your riders or hunters dies, it shutdowns that hero. Which means a hero with a bypassing skills will definitely win over a hero that has no bypassing skills. Now comes to the current meta. I'm not gonna discuss more heroes in this video. So, the current meta and the new improved infantry like tier 12 and Kira herself, they are all heavy invested in infantry. You have now a better defense for infantry, you have infantry with shields, you have infantry with a huge pool of health, you have Kira which recovers infantry and heals them. Just too much to have a hunter whose main focus only is killing the target. Target skills means it's going to attack whatever is in front. This is the reason number 1. Jinx is going to attack the front line only, and she will attack the hunters and riders only after she gets rid of the infantry. Which means if you stacked good infantry, if your infantry is very strong, if your infantry is high leveled, you can even withstand double rallies if the enemy is using double Jinx on you. Not only that, we have discovered that the skill of her is actually nerfed. At the start, at the first time when we checked the skills, it was 150% damage, but now checking it back again, it is only 30%. If this is a 30% and the two other skills is like 10 or 20% extra damage, how the heck do you expect her to win versus someone like Daryl, who's not really that good by the way, but just slow killing your backline? He's literally slow killing your backline, and you are surviving. Your infantry is surviving because Kiras keep healing them, many other factors like the shield and stuff. So by the time you actually kill the infantry, you almost have no hunters left or riders, you know. While you're trying to deal damage to the infantry, Daryl is just killing your backline. And guess what? Your hunters are getting affected because every couple of turns Daryl kills some of your hunters. When Daryl keeps killing some of your hunters, your damage output becomes less. So the question is, do we still keep using Jinx? I would definitely tell you she could be a second Marsh, not a main Marsh, unless they decided to buff her a lot. If they buffed her a lot because the skill says 30% damage to maybe 100% damage or something, then yes. Now, I would like to again make it easier for you to see by giving you a report. Both of them have skills. So here, when you check and see, there are kills and her kills. Her kills is most of the time infantry, while Daryl kills has some riders, some hunters mixed, which means the quality of the Daryl's kills is way much better than the kills which she provides, because his skills is actually a backline kills, while her kills is majority of infantry. The same reason why in the Behemoth the missile skill is being overpowered, or actually a very freaking powerful skill, because it kills the backline. It kills the backline. When you kill the backline, people, you need to understand this. When you kill the backline, the enemy will deal less damage to you because your backline is safe and dealing damage. Infantry is not really much affected. You will keep dealing damage. Yes, infantry is losing HP, but your damage is 100% every single turn or higher than your enemy, so you will keep dealing the same consistent high damage, while your enemy is getting chipped off because he or she is losing army every single time the skill is being used. It is really simple. There's no magic behind it. State of Survival is really very simple game. There's no really need to make it a complicated game. I hope this would actually give you an idea how or why she's actually not good for this meta, unless developers decided to buff her. But she is actually free. You know what I mean? They are giving 10 fragments easy and all resonated fragments you can get easily, and even more than level 4 is not needed. So why would they even bring an overpowered hero to everyone? I just don't get it, you know. So again, she is good on two situations only. The situation number 1 is that you are already an overpowered person, which means you can melt out enemy infantry anyway, so you can reach the backline easily, which is rare. Or maybe when you are trying to solo some weak base or something, that would work. Or if they decided to buff her, or if you are going to use her as a second marsh. That's all, cool cats, and have a wonderful day.